Hi, I'm Brooke Priest, and I'm here with SAS-CM Network. We have a special guest here today at the BYU Bowling Alley. Here today is Tom Mageras, the assistant manager for the BYU Game Center. Now Tom, I hear you have a great story about how you were hired here at BYU.
Well, actually my original manager wanted me to tell the students how I got hired, so I told him the story about how I escaped from the point of the mountain, had this big black ball chained to my leg when I escaped, so the only place to come and hang out was somewhere with black balls. So I came down here, put the ball on the ball rack, and I'd stand around all day. And since I was here every day, they finally decided to hire me. My original boss, Shafter Bound, didn't have too much hair, and when I was done telling the story, he pulled the rest of his hair out after that.
Okay, I understand you have somewhat of a background with the U, especially with the last name Mageras.
Well, yes, actually, they asked me about that name. They asked if I was related to a certain person, and I said, yes, he's my brother. And they had a moment of silence, and I had to tell them it wasn't the one they're thinking of, because I guess Mageras doesn't quite fit with BYU, but they seem to like me anyway.
I also understand you were involved with sports at the University of Utah. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I was lucky enough to go to the University of Utah on a golf scholarship, and unfortunately I spent too much time golfing and not going to classes as much as I should. But I've always loved golf, and it was a great experience. I've worked here full-time 11 years this December. I worked part-time 2 years before that, and hope to continue for 10 more years or so till I retire.
I hear you have some great connections with other game centers around Salt Lake City you've helped out with.
Yes, I've worked for probably 5 other centers and helped with all the centers in the Salt Lake area, clear up to Idaho, Wyoming, even go down to Las Vegas, and have been to the centers there and visited and helped somewhat at Samstown with some of the mechanics there that are friends.
You know, you have your own patent, is that right?
Yeah, I've got a part I invented. I work at a Saturday job up at Valley Lanes in Salt Lake City. They make these high-tech, expensive urethane bowling balls that can get demolished when they run into the wrong part of the pin setter. Working weekends, I came up with a part that would deflect it and keep it from going into the machinery. This is the original part that was left unchanged since 1957 up till probably 3 years ago. This is my part that I invented. It's called the ball jam eliminator. Fits in the same spot, but newer bowling balls have a reactive resin. They're softer balls, and the ball can travel up the wrong portion of the pin setter. This bump on the bottom actually directs the ball the right direction. If it's trying to head into an area where it can get jammed, which causes damage and sometimes destroys the bowling ball, and it's been really successful. I actually developed this on my weekend job where we have scratch leagues and bowlers that happen to use these expensive bowling balls.
That's great. What are some of the things you do here at BYU?
I maintain the pin setters, I maintain the scoring, I supervise the students. When we had the billiard tables here, I used to level and recover the billiard tables. I love pool. I've played that my whole life also.
Also, we heard you had some ideas and things for the renovation that they've done here.
Well, the seating area was a pretty important area to me here. Just having a layout where people could get around and not stumble through the seating, get through comfortably.
Okay, and what are some of your favorite things working here at BYU?
I'd say mostly my supervisors and the students I work with. The students are great. You don't get to work with people like this in private centers. It's just really neat to maybe try and tutor and help them, although they probably get some bad ideas from me because I've got a devious sense of humor, I guess.
Great, well thank you so much, Tom. We really appreciate all you do here.